Hi, I'm Ruth Wilson. I'm here to talk to you about your inner genius. You have probably invested a great deal in yourself and your ability to create a life you love and succeed at it. And if you're like most of us, your results have been sporadic, good, bad, indifferent, sometimes one, sometimes the other. And you may wonder, is there something wrong with me that I haven't managed my beliefs, or I haven't been positive enough, or whatever it is I need to do to get consistent good creative results. Well, the picture is actually a bigger picture than you've been taught by most people. And it has to do with your inner genius. You've probably never or hardly ever been told how much power and genius you have, or even how to access it. You have greater intelligence than you know, and you haven't been taught necessarily how to use it. Maybe you have been taught to some degree. Once you learn about your inner genius, the world becomes a much friendlier place, and it behaves better as well. You have a heart intelligence which gives you coherent and healthy energy. You don't need to be super careful of your words and feelings if you stay coherent, if you stay in your heart intelligence. This is something we've only been learning about since the last turn of the century, I'd say, is how strong the heart is and how the heart intelligence works, and how the heart is actually the first responder and it advises the brain, not the other way around. So when you get coherent, it's easier to do a lot of things. One of which is it's easier to create, to manifest from a coherent energy. So if you're hoping to manifest goals, learning how to use your heart to create coherent energy is the first step. It also helps to have a coherent heart to help you in it helps to intuit. It helps to use intuition, psychic skills, that sort of thing. And intuition is a great and wonderful guide for how do I achieve this? This is what I want in my life. How do I get from here to there? How do I take action? Should I take action? What do I do? I have spent many years teaching intuitive skills, and I have never met a soul who can't get good intuitive information to guide them along their way. Now, not only does intuition show you how to take action and guide you in which way to go, it also gives you really good information on what's going to make you happy. What do I want? What do I really want? Some of us have trouble figuring out what we want. And we have a lot of people telling us what we want, too, in this world. But when you use your intuition and you use your heart intelligence, it gets a little easier to figure out, this is what I really want. Also, there's a tendency for that heart intelligence to pull things into your life that are perfect for you. And you say, who knew? Who knew that I wanted to do that? But boy, I'm having fun doing it. So heart intelligence helps with intuition in several different ways. It helps you create, and it's also healthy. It's good for your health. It creates a healthy hormone balance, and it helps create peace and reduce stress. So it's good for you. It not only works, but it's good for you. Also, you have an inner connection that in your superconscious mind, you have an inner connection to everything that many of us have not been taught about. Your inner connection connects you with Source. Oh my goodness, the world is such a friendlier place when you feel your connection to Source. It is also your connection to the rest of the world is within you. And when it's not super obvious that it's there, but when you start recognizing it and tapping into it, it works. And it's waiting for you to call on it. So when you start feeling connected to those around you, you start feeling connected to your Source. And you start feeling connected to your spirit. It's a very, very, very satisfying state to be in. As I said, the world gets much, much friendlier when you are accessing those states of mind. Also, it's through the brilliance of the present moment that you learn a really unerring direction towards what is yours. What is yours to create? What is your purpose? I'm personally convinced that we're here for a reason. I am convinced that I'm alive today because I have something to do on the planet. I know some of what that is. I don't know all of it. And I do believe that we all have something that is our purpose to fulfill. And some of it is big and exciting and beautiful. And some of it's very small and detailed and we just live it. But, it's that being in the present moment and using our intuitive skills and being in our heart intelligence that gets us moving in the right direction, doing the right things, following through on the best things, and living according to our purpose. And there's nothing more fun. I have to think about that. I think there's very little more fun than living your own purpose. Work is work, and sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not. But when you're following your purpose, it's pretty satisfying in my experience. Since I have started to, life has gotten a lot more enjoyable. So it requires some practice to live this way, to learn your inner gifts and, make every day a magic day. And it takes a certain amount of getting oriented to your inner genius. Most of us have been taught everything else but. Some of us have learned intuition, and some of us have learned to meditate, and some of us have learned to get into our heart intelligence. And I know I've done all of these things for years, but it wasn't until I started putting them all together in a lifestyle where I'm using my inner brilliance that things started to change in really nice ways. So I invite you to get in touch with me. I invite you to go to my website and have a chat with me and see if I can help you orient to being the sacred human, using your inner genius. It's yours. And I urge you to take a look at using your own treasure, not somebody else's process, but your own treasure. And getting used to the idea that you are brilliant. So I hope you will look through some of the information on my channel, on my website. I have many meditations you can play with and see how they make you feel, and test out some of the ideas I present here. Please make yourself at home, and I hope that the world will become a friendlier place for you as well. Be well.